I am in a new place and I don't have an office yet. It's kind of like, let's see here. It's this corner over here. I can zoom out more. Obviously it has stuff here right now, whatever. I recently reviewed a Colamy chair. Colamy chair video I'll put in the top corner up there. It was fantastic. So when I moved, I couldn't bring it with me, obviously. Physically couldn't bring it with me. So I contacted them and I was like, hey, and they actually had just contacted me and they were like, hey. And they were like, do you want to review this like standing desk? And I was like, I mean, I'm actually moving to a new place and I kind of need a desk. You want to like send me another chair? And they were like, we got you. So they sent over a desk and a chair. This is going to be my desk and my chair. Okay, so let's see what they sent me today. First, we'll start with the chair. We have the Colamy Aerix futuristic ergonomic chair. It does look very futuristic. It has this kind of curved look to it. Yeah, it's just a very ergonomic chair. You're going to be getting nice aeration on the back front. You're also going to get a kind of footrest thing that comes out there. Multiple adjustments. I'll show you in the video here. And here is the desk. So this is the Colamy Lumidesk. I really like this kind of, I don't know, it's like a 80s futuristic medical style. I don't know how to describe it, but it looks really cool. I like it quite a bit. So we can go through here. We have walnut white. So white bottom, walnut top. That's what we have here today. Walnut top, black bottom. That's nice too, but I like the lighter one. Just my vibe. You can get a maple top in white. Maple looks nice. I decided to go with a darker one because for YouTube, it's just going to look a little better on camera. It's the way that it is. Other options as well. You can get also a veneer, like a veneer covering type material, or you can actually get like a manufactured material. So they're different. Manufactured is a little bit different, whereas veneer, you're going to get actual wood pieces on the top there. So two different options there. You can go for different prices. Fully adjustable. These are pretty high end. Some of the specs here, you can see there's two different options here, 1200 or 1400 millimeters, so 120 centimeters by 140. They sent me the bigger one, which is perfect for me. I need that extra room, but honestly, they're both reasonably sized. You can go fairly low, and it can actually go pretty tall too. So I'm a fairly tall guy. I'm just slightly over 6 feet, and this thing can get slightly too tall for me. That's good, because there's people who are taller than me as well. You can hold up to 80 kilograms, which is a lot. 80 kilograms is a ton of weight. I will have a lot on here, monitors, computers, that kind of stuff. And just kind of spoiler, jumping through, I've had my desktop computer and a bunch of crap on this thing for weeks, and it has no problem going up and down. I thought I'd bring you guys in for a little bit of the setup, just more of an inspection stage here. So it's pretty straightforward. You follow the directions. There's some plastic pieces here that sit on the base, inverse of the base, that basically hides some of the wires, which is nice because you're not going to have any exposed wires. So the motor driver is down here, the power unit essentially. The motors are under here. You have nice metal on metal, so you have metal on metal. It is kind of resting in there, so the actual unit is in there, so you're not going to get as much wobble that way as well. That gives it some structure as well. They actually use, if I have a spare one over here, they use a washer style screw, or bolt, sorry. You can see that there. So that'll so you have a washer, and then you have the self-tightening washer. I don't know what those are actually called there, but that will essentially allow it to tighten. You get it to a point where it's tight, and then it will keep pushing itself kind of in. So it will help prevent the screws from loosening, the bolts from loosening over time, so that you know, you don't get table wobble. You know, maybe 4 years or something, you'd have to do that. Anyways, so that's good. The structure in here, if we can bring that in as well, because I'm not going to have the table in this position later, is nice. So we have a nice metal here, and it's a honeycomb style, a rectangular honeycomb. Is that a thing? Are there bees that do that, or wasps? In my world there is. So there's a rectangular and square honeycomb over here, which will give it a lot of structure. It is a metal. I don't know what type of material it is, but it's going to have a ton of strength there. Again, metal on metal there. Some extra screws there. These feet here are adjustable. So, you know, floors aren't perfectly flat planes, at least not after a short period of time of using them, so that's good. Okay, here we are partially set up. My office is not finished, but the desk is assembled and the chair is assembled. It's actually a couple days later. I've just been kind of testing it before I get everything set up. I have some shelves that I bought. Like I got this one here, I have another one behind me that I'm going to build, and I finally got a lamp, which the thing came broken. So I have some work to do. But let's have a look at this. We'll actually start with the chair here. The chair is really quite good. Now this is not my first Colamy chair, it's actually my second one, but we can see here it has a little bit of a different arm than the previous one. This one has a rounded type kind of style there. I kind of might like this more because I can kind of grab it, but probably won't matter to be honest. Forward like that, you can move it up and back. You can turn it in like that, of course, as need be, right? Lots of different adjustments. You can go up and down. And so what does that mean? I mean, it means you can come up here and get the proper setup. So turned in, go like this here. The whole back goes up, and then when it goes up, it can go back to reset position. So that's all the way down. The lumbar here, that's a little low for me based on where my back is. So I would move it up. I have long legs for my height, more than I have long torso. So that sits now in a right spot of my back. And then as a result, the head feels good and the shoulders feel good. So it feels nice. It's a different take when the whole back piece comes up. I've never used a chair where the entire back kind of went up. And I often find that, you do get the lumbar support, but I often find that, the positioning of the whole back piece is not necessarily ideal for my build. Yeah, this model here has a leg rest. And I've already used it. It's enough to support my legs. I'm fairly lanky too. Let's test it. You can see my long, lanky legs on camera. Look at those. Look at that tan. Anyways, yeah, so it's enough to support my weight without any problems. Again, I'm not super heavy or anything like that. I don't have big, massive legs, but they're heavy enough, I suppose. And I don't feel like it's going to break. It feels structurally sound. Get a little recline on it. That's always nice. Like that. Now, the nice thing about this is it actually feeds in nice to the desk. The desk has a leg, like a footrest back there. I will actually use that leg thing much more than you might think. I will use it a lot, actually, because I do sit at my desk a lot. I like to be comfortable. The other nice thing is, it has a nice look to it. It has this kind of 80s era future look to it with the rounded edges to it. I like that though. I think it looks nice. And then you do have the bottom here. The bottom is all metal. Come down. So the bottom here is a metal base. So this is metal. There's no plasticky crap here. Of course, there's some plastic here to show those off there. But this actual base here is metal, and the actual seat raising material here is metal. So it's metal on metal on metal. And this is a very robust stand here, very robust. A little heavy as a result, like to move around if you carry it around, but it's super robust as a result. Feels very structurally sound, and you have metal here going into metal here for the base, for the stand here, and then metal here going into the base. So it feels structurally sound, it feels strong. I like the base of this. It does have this rubberized sitting area here for the back of the leg. That's going to feed into this so that I can put my calves on there, kind of my ankles on there, take a lot of weight off. Color of the desk is lovely. We'll get into that in a second. You get this pad and that, but the general design under here looks quite nice. Of course, you do get the built-in drawer, felt interior. Foundational for me. I'm keeping it clean for the video. Normally by now I'd have all kinds of equipment in here for my recording purposes. For me doing YouTube, I actually put a lot of my YouTube-y stuff in here, and then also just my personal tinkering and tweaking kind of stuff in here, so that's really nice. We do have this desk pad that comes with it. Not necessary, you don't have to use it. This is the dark color here, the walnut. It's lovely. It looks really, really nice. It looks premium, natural type fiber, material, color. I like it a lot. It has a little bit of a warmer tone. I'm not sure how well these things always show up on camera. It is a brown, a warmer brown color, a little bit of a red tone into it, which I like a lot. It looks fantastic. You do have an area here to hide wires, so I can feed wires underneath. I am going to have a monitor stand on this. I ordered it, it's just not here yet. Let's see how high this thing can get. Actually, I haven't put it to the max yet. Man, this thing gets really high. What the hell? Okay. So, yeah, the motor is good, but I didn't realize it would get that high. I haven't put it to the max yet. Okay. Look how high that is. I am just about 6 foot, maybe slightly over. I guess it depends in the morning or the night. I'm around 6 foot. Usually I'm 6 in the night, and in the morning I'm 6.5. It's nice. It's actually for my height, let's see if I stand with good posture. It is actually a little bit high. My arms can't technically come down. That means that's good. That's a good thing. That means it's better for people who are taller than me. If I was this tall, I don't know how tall on my absolute toes would be. 6'4"? How tall do I get on my toes? I don't know. And at this point now, it's neutral. So if you're actually taller than me, I'm above average, but I'm not giant. There are lots of people who are taller than me, and they may think this desk doesn't get tall enough for them, actually. And this does, because it actually gets too tall for me. So I would say, you know, if you're 6'3", 6'4", you'd have no problems with this thing being like a nice neutral stance. For me, that's actually too high. I'm not sure where I'd feel comfortable. The key is you don't want to be, I mean, you can if you're drawing, you want to be, you know, slouching over. But a lot of the time if you're doing work, you want to be neutral. Like you want to be able to stand like this. So this here is 46. Yeah, I think 46 is probably perfect for me. You know, there's different settings in here, but I think this is probably perfect for me. I can have a nice neutral shoulder, like my shoulders are down. I feel comfortable, right? I'm not screwing my neck up or anything like that. So now I can have, you know, standing posture, go like this, work like this for a while. It feels lovely. It feels lovely. This is a fairly like neutral for me. This is like low for me. But if I'm just dicking around, this is probably like the YouTube height for me. Or I might set this as like a YouTube height when I want to stand into YouTube, because it's enough that I can still kind of get over it. You know, bring my camera in, that kind of stuff, and get over it. Whereas normally if I'm sitting at my desk, I do a lot of recording at my desk seated, which can be a problem for me because it's hard for me to engage with the desk when I'm seated because I'm sitting. It's hard for me to get over a product. So this way I can bring my lights over here, shine down, bring the camera in, and I can get over top of the product better than if I was sitting. And there's a glass of water right in front. The camera is moving. Stop moving, camera. But, right? Like it's sturdy. Look at that. If it was full, you could probably... Lateral movement left to right, there's none. Like zero, actually zero. If I filled this glass to the top and banged on the desk, I could spill it probably. But I'm actually raising the desk. That's not fair. I'm actually like pushing the desk over. I'm using too much strength. That's me, like I was physically like pushing the desk over. This is me pushing on the desk. Like fairly hard too. That would be equivalent to me like bumping the desk pretty hard. Before I was actually like lifting, like that's physically lifting the desk off the ground. That's not fair. Yeah, just like throw the desk against the wall and be like, it spills water, as I drop kick the water off the table. No wonder it spills. Let's come all the way down. We're very close to down, not all the way down. That's probably where I'd sit, somewhere around there. Do it again. Yeah. Same thing. I'd have to physically move the desk, like raise, like that is me picking the desk off the ground. And then of course the water moves when I do that, but otherwise it does not. So yeah, it feels fantastic. I'm not sure what else I really want to do for this part, showcasing the damn desk and the damn chair. Okay, let's finish the video. It's been 1.5 or 2 weeks since I started, because I wanted to just use it rather than being like, oh, here's an initial review and it's fine. So the desk is fantastic. Obviously I've been using it all the time. I've filmed a few videos at it, but I've also just been using it because I've been getting established here. So I've actually been using it more as an actual desk for my own work, like other work, rather than just filming at it all the time. However, I have filmed, I think, 4 or 5 videos at it. So it's fantastic. As you can see, I have more going on here. It's not finished yet. I always have tweaking to do. Eventually I'll have a dual monitor set up here, but it's coming along very nicely. I got this little guy here, which I threw on top. It's not necessary, but the way that I do it, I like to have storage access, specifically because I do YouTube-y stuff. I need to have access to like wires and that kind of stuff. It's just easy for me to grab it. The storage here is kind of foundational. Let's bring that down here. This is really nice for me. It's got this kind of felt interior here, nice and clean. Very easy for me to access. The more important things, like I get stuff when I'm doing, working on things quickly, I got my storage, popping into systems, that kind of stuff. I don't want to go digging around, stuff with an easy access, these kind of tools that I have with an easy access. Very good. If you do like other type of work, paperwork kind of stuff, you could put it in here, but this is really nice. It's good to get it out of the way. Or if you don't have, a desk standy thing, you could take things like your mouse and keyboard, put it in here, just get it out of the way. It's very nice. I like that a lot. It's very smooth. It's just nice. The finish is really nice. I like the color. I like the feeling of it and the quality of it. It's very, very good. It looks good on camera, especially this kind of brown. It's one option for me, but if you don't do YouTube, you don't care about that. It's just a nice, pleasing thing. When I come sit at this desk, it's enjoyable. Previously, I had a very white ceramic reflective desk, which actually is good for YouTube because it contrasts well, but for like me, I didn't like it as much. So I really like this color. This little desk pad that I didn't actually know would come with it is really nice. It feels nice. It looks actually fantastic on camera. I think it does look fantastic on camera because it's a nice single tone there. It looks great. Let's run some more lighting here. Yeah, it's just really, really nice. The hidden wire type stuff back here is going to be foundational for a lot of people because you can, get the wires to come out of the back, go into your monitor, not be in the way. It's really nice. The size is good too. There are two sizes. This is the larger one. It's important for me because I do need to have a lot of stuff on my desk. If you don't need a lot of stuff on your desk and you get the smaller one, I think you'll be fine. If you just have your own computer, some basic stuff, I think you'll be fine with that. For me, because I also film a lot at my desk and I have a lot of projects on the go, like a computer that I'm working on here. And usually I have more stuff over here that I'm integrating into either something that I'm working on or the actual act of recording. My recording frame is about here, so it's nice to be able to have stuff off camera that I'm going to use in the video, but it does not physically on camera because it just looks cluttered. So I'm able to bring that in. Or if I'm just working on my own stuff, like I can put stuff over here and it's not in the way of my primary workspace. So that extra little bit here for me is large, important here. That little bit of extra there is really good. Yeah, I mean, I really like the desk. Obviously, it's got the footrest underneath. You probably can't see that, but there's a little footrest under there. I use that all the time. There you go. Now you can see that. Can you see that? Yeah, you can. This is good. Nice. So you press it once, it doesn't do anything. You have to press it once to turn it on. So if you just bump it or accidentally put your hand on it, you're not going to lower or raise your desk by accident. That's really nice because you don't just accidentally do that. And then once it's pressed, then you can go up and down. It's slow enough that I feel like secured and like watching it do its thing. Right? But it's also fairly quick and it feels structured and sound. I use it, I actually don't stand at it as much as I thought I would, to be honest. Like stand. I do still do it when I'm working on things, like sometimes I stand at it. But what I actually do is I actually have more than standing, which is funny. I have like a raised up, probably around here actually. Usually around 35, and it just allows me to, if I'm looking at something and working on a project, this is weird because it's going to be kind of niche for some people, but I do YouTube stuff. So rather than me slouching over everything all the time, slouching over when it's down low, I can bring something up to eye level. This is, I didn't think about this before having this specific one. I just never used it like this because a lot of the times, I'm leaning over something, and it also screws up the lighting situation when I'm kind of hunched over. Bring you in here. When I'm kind of hunched over something on its lower setting, I'm looking down on all the lights above me, hitting the back of my head. I can't see what I'm working on. I'm able to bring things up to eye level and work on it. And it's also going to be, I haven't done a lot of it yet, but it's going to be foundational for when I'm recording because again, I can bring this camera here right to eye level and film. And I don't have to what's the other alternative here? Get on my knees and like slouch hide underneath my desk so I can film and point at stuff. No, I'm sitting up now in a comfortable position, and I'm able to look at this type of thing. So it all depends what you're doing. I think there's a lot more people who work from home who are running online business these days. It doesn't have to be YouTube, but there are a lot of social media people out there. A lot of people who do this kind of stuff, but there's a lot of people who just generally work from home. And I think that these type of desks are kind of foundational because, obviously the science behind sitting all day being bad for you is established, and standing, of course, all day is also not great for you either. So it's nice to be able to flip back and forth real quick and be able to do that. That's really, really nice, actually. Then the other thing is, of course, it just looks nice, premium quality, all that kind of stuff. Now the chair, I kind of already touched on the chair. I don't need to do too much about it, but it's a really nice chair. I used the Colamy before I moved, and that was at my other place. I had that other Colamy chair. And it kind of changed the game for me. I haven't tried other chairs that I've tried lots of chairs, but I haven't tried ones outside of Colamy that I was like, okay, that's just like a chair. Like I'm just going to use that. I'm going to sit in it. It's going to be fantastic. The comfort level of this chair is actually quite good. I really, really like it. And it looks nice. It feels premium. Again, it's been a couple weeks and I have had no like weird sided back pain, anything like that. So yeah, it's just a really nice kind of chair. Really, really nice desk. I really like it. I mean, I'm not going to come in here and be like, it changed the way that I thought about work, and now I'm a professional YouTuber. I could have never been. I hate those kind of videos. I'm just going to tell you the thing is damn nice. The desk is damn nice in every regard. I'm happy with it. I don't have any negative complaints about it for what I do. What I like, it's perfect for me. Really nice. Thanks to Colamy for sending it over. They found out that I was moving and going to have a new desk and office setup need, and they were like, yeah, we'll just send you both of them over. You can check them out. Something new that I haven't done before, and I'm pretty happy with them. But for the time being, these are awesome. I love them. They're really, really good. So check them out. I'll put some links in the video description down below. Don't have any affiliate links or anything like that with them, but I'll put some down there anyways.